but life is most certainly about opportunity. So let me tell you a story. When I was about, I don't know, 8 or 9 years old, my dad was absent, and I wasn't allowed to see him due to legal reasons. I was in therapy because I didn't really understand what was going on. And I was in therapy because I was acting out in school, and I was like, doing all this stuff, and I didn't, I just didn't really understand. I didn't understand what was going on. And as a kid, if you lose your dad, especially as a young boy, it's hard. It's very difficult. Been there. It's not an easy thing. I still grieve it to this day. But, when I was sitting in therapy, and I can still remember this, as my therapist would go, and my dad would always be like on his lunch break when I was in therapy. And I had the chance I was allowed to see him or talk to him supervised. So I would always say, she would always ask me, I think her name was started with a C. I don't remember her name. She would always ask me, do you want to call your dad? And I would always say no. And now I regret that. And a sudden, year later, I was with my grandma. I was in a Fred Meyer. It's like a big grocery store where I live. And, I saw my dad. I was like 9 or 10. I saw him. And as little me was like, I'm 10 years old. I was like, oh my gosh, hi, Dad. I was like, hi, Dad. He didn't acknowledge me. I wasn't allowed to. I wish and now I look back on that opportunity of, he was there for a reason. I wish I would have ran over and hugged him. I wish I would have ran over and said hi. And then I was, 9 or 10 when that happened. About a year later, I found out that he died. He passed away. And I didn't know how to feel about that. I didn't really understand. Because when I was younger, I was just kind of like, I'll just see him when I'm 18. Because that's what my mom would tell me. When you're 18, you can make your own decisions. And if you want to have a relationship with your dad, that's cool. You can do that. And, that was my plan. And then that opportunity was taken away from me. So what I'm trying to get to is, you have all of these, and this is just a very major thing in my life. So that's there, and I've had more, but this is a very specific thing that happened to me that I would, that I'm addressing because it's so important to me. It's, you get opportunities, right? And these things, they'll come up it doesn't matter when you're young, you're old. I'm only 19, so I don't have a lot of life experience, but I would still like to say that I've matured at a very young age, and that I understood, from 15 and up, about that, that opportunity to have a relationship with my dad, especially when I turned 18, it hit me. I was like, oh, I could have a relationship with my dad. And it's like, no, you can't. You don't get that anymore. Life is about opportunity. No matter how you slice it, no matter how much you might disagree with me, look at your life and say, whether or not that's you're enrolled in school, you have a job, you have, a family, you have friends, you have all these things, these great things that you've been so blessed with. And, people don't appreciate their moment until it's past. And I know I just quoted Kanye West, but he was right. People don't appreciate their moment until it's past. They don't. And it's a sad thing, because you have all these great moments in your life and you just blow them off. And it's not that you blow them off because you don't appreciate them. You take them for granted. You say, well, that happens. Like when I spend time with my family, I don't take that for granted. I enjoy myself. Always. I always enjoy myself. I always, I always make sure I'm spending time with people. I'm talking to everybody. I'm really getting into it. I have fun. I go swimming with all my cousins that are younger than me. I love hanging out with them. It's fun. And I love talking with all the adults and stuff, because I'm right in the middle. So, I can talk with the adults and hang out with my younger cousins that are like high schoolers. So I can do that. But I'm enrolled in school right now. That's an opportunity for me. That's the opportunity being set right in front of me. You have due dates, you have assignments to do. This is what you're doing. Take the opportunity while you have it, because that could skyrocket your career. I have a job right now. If I do good at that job, I may get a promotion. That's an opportunity to be sitting right in front of me. That's an opportunity. I go to the gym 6 days a week. That's an opportunity to stay disciplined. That's an opportunity for me. And I want, whoever's viewing this to look at their life and say, what is life about? And honestly, if you understand where I'm coming from, and you think, life is about opportunity. It is. So you think about these things, and you have to look at, again, like I said, you have to look at your life, and you have to say, well, I have all these, what do I have in front of me? Where is my, where do I start? Because that's what happened to me when I graduated. I didn't know where I was going. I had no idea. I didn't know where I was going. And then I found something that I enjoyed, and I'm pursuing it now. But YouTube is very niche. It's a niche thing. I don't need to blow up. I just need this to find the right people so that they hear this, because I wish I would have heard these things. I'm posting these because I wish I would have heard these things. You have all this opportunity. People come in your life and they come out. And there's people that came into my life that I wish I would have fought for. I wish I would have tried harder for. And I didn't. And I let them go. And I feel like an idiot for some of them. Some more than others. But an opportunity is different. An opportunity is being handed something so special and taking it for granted. So, such as, a job, whether that be a job, whether that be school, whether that be being able to go to a gym, eating, if you have an opportunity to eat, you have an opportunity to be in a relationship, all of those things, having a friend, that's all opportunity. And you should never, ever, ever take those for granted. If you have an opportunity, take it. Don't hesitate to just take a step back and look at what you have in front of you and take the opportunity. Because I promise you, if you were in my position, you'll regret it later. I regret it. I regret not calling my dad. I regret not running over to him when I saw him. I regret those things. I regret not telling him I love you one more time. And those were all opportunities that I was handed. And I didn't take them. Well, and now I have to live with those things. So, look, like I said, I don't know who needs this. I know I did. So that's why I'm, willing to upload this. I hope it finds the right people. This is an important message for some people, and I wish I would have had someone tell me these things when I was, their age, or when I was going through it. I wish people would have told me these things, because I lost a lot. I lost a lot of ground. I lost a lot of people. I lost a lot of respect from people. I lost a lot of things. So I wish I would have taken these opportunities. So, but I will say, it's never too late to start.